Topic 1. Lawmakers pressed Trump on Iran war powers as Congress moved on frozen Iranian funds and an affordable housing bill, only for Trump to delay signing while pushing the SAVE Act. The Senate adopted a symbolic concurrent resolution 5048 condemning presidential conduct of war with Iran and urging U.S. forces to cease hostile actions. It has no legal force but signals congressional attempts to reclaim war powers, marking the 10th Iran-related war powers vote this year, with growing bipartisan support, including many Republicans. Congress simultaneously pressured the Trump administration over a 60-day interim agreement with Iran, covering nuclear and sanctions relief, frozen funds, and reconstruction funds. Senate GOP leader John Thune said Congress would likely vote on any final deal, though the form is undecided. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told CNBC that much of the frozen Iranian funds would be managed by the Treasury for food and medicine purchases, but specifics on amounts, management, and execution remain unclear. Trump and VP J.D. Vance claimed funds would buy U.S. agricultural goods, a proposal Iran rejected amid legal and banking obstacles, prompting expert doubts about practical implementation. Congress also passed the 21st Century Road to Housing Act overwhelmingly, Senate 85-5, House 358-32, to boost supply, ease manufactured housing rules, and cap single-family purchases by big investors at 350 homes. Yet Trump paused the signing, linking it to passage of his Save America Act, tightening voter ID and registration rules, provoking pushback from GOP leaders and Democrats, and raising the prospect the bill could become law automatically within 10 days if Congress remains in session without a presidential signature. Topic 2. Markets are seeing an intensified global tech sell-off, led by sharp declines in AI-related and semiconductor stocks. Global markets saw broad tech-led selling, driven by AI-related names and semiconductor memory stocks. Nasdaq Composite about minus 2.2%, Nasdaq 100 3.2%, S&P 500 1.4%, and Korea's KOSPI plunged roughly 10% in a day led by sharp falls in Samsung and SK Hynix. Heavily hit names included Micron, SanDisk, and ARM, with drops over 10%, and large-cap chip names such as Marvell, Analog Devices, Western Digital, Texas Instruments, and Qualcomm down around 9%. NVIDIA fell about 4%. SpaceX showed extreme volatility after IPO, sharp swings that briefly pushed its price below the offering price, and reports of large bond issuance to fund AI investments exacerbated sell pressure. Catalysts include high valuation concerns, Iran-Hormuz geopolitical risks stoking inflation and rate fears, hawkish Fed comments, and upcoming memory players' earnings, plus increased opposite-side bets in options and ETFs. Analysts say this may be a healthy, mid-cycle correction in AI investment, driven by deleveraging and concentrated positions, but valuation, rate, and geopolitical uncertainty suggest elevated short-term volatility. Topic 3. China's LineShine systems topped global supercomputer rankings. China's LineShine supercomputer rose to number 1 on the latest Top 500 list, the first time China has reclaimed the top spot since 2017, installed at the Shen National Supercomputing Center and rated about 20% faster than the U.S. El Capitan system. Top 500 rankings use the HPL linear algebra benchmark. LineShine is one of 5 systems reported to reach exascale-class HPL performance and is notable for being built entirely from domestically developed CPUs and high-bandwidth memory, HBM, rather than GPUs, with reports citing over 13 million CPU cores in its configuration. The center says the system overcomes external tech constraints and establishes an independent ecosystem for climate modeling, drug development, neuroscience, and AI. Observers see it as part of U.S.-China tech competition and a response to U.S. GPU export restrictions that push China towards CPU-centric alternatives. Experts caution, Top 500 measures traditional HPC linear algebra performance and does not fully capture A,